And just quickly, thank you for the opportunity to tell part of our story. Thank you, Papa John Center. Thank you, Ivy College. Thank you, Judy, for thinking of us. Oh my gosh. Yes, we're ready. Let's see how this goes. All right, Dog-Eared Books, now in its 4th year in business, sprang from the desire to create the bookish haven that we, as 2 lifelong readers, so desperately crave to experience in our community. We wanted to build a beautiful place where book lovers like us could explore a unique and thoughtful curation of books, hoping to discover a new read to enthrall us.
As it's been for us, reading is often a favorite pastime of introverts. Thank you, Amanda. Books allow us to hunker down in the imaginative world of our own minds for hours at a time. It is most often a solitary activity, best enjoyed with little interruption from others.
But one of the things that has delighted us most since opening our doors on Ames Main Street in March of 2021 is how a love of reading, when given a communal place to grow, can sprout deeply meaningful bonds between people. Take Ellyn and myself, for example.
We are both graduates of Ames High School's class of 2001, but for all the years we spent in the same buildings, we were little more than casual acquaintances. After college and the early days of our respective careers, small-town newspaper journalism for Amanda and middle school and high school teaching for me, we returned to Ames to raise our children near family.
Our paths crossed in the preschool pickup line outside Bethesda Christian Preschool in the fall of 2013. These are our littles. And several things prompted a reconnection. Our shared little cyclone pasts, our strong-willed daughters who towed the frenemies line in class, our mutual interest in local activism, particularly with the group Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America.
But it was ultimately our shared love of reading, particularly our strikingly similar taste in books, that would lay the foundation for the friendship we have today. Amanda invited me to join her book club, a group of women raising young children who needed a night out once a month to talk about books, sure, but also the challenges of our stage of life. For years, that book club kept us in each other's orbit.
And over those years, when I would verbalize dreams of opening a bookstore in Ames, once the youngest of my children headed to full-day school, Ellyn would say, if you decide to do it, hit me up, I'll do it with you. In April of 2019, I called Ellyn on her offer. She says one of the reasons she said yes was because it wasn't like we were best friends and that starting a business together could be disruptive to that kind of intimacy. Regular friends, doable.
Fast forward 5 years, and there are now many days we spend more time together than with our respective spouses. We even exchange business partner rings in celebration of our 1-year anniversary because we're nothing if not extra. We continue to be amazed by how well this partnership works.
And while running a small business together has probably forged our lives together for all eternity, it's our passion for wonderfully absurd books that makes our relationship the special thing that it is. Hilarious, weird, but full of touching truth is totally our thing. While we both read widely, it's special that the books that move us both the most are the same.
Our bookstore family may have begun with just me and Amanda, but a team of passionate readers quickly found their way to us organically, both before and after we opened. Some we knew from our pre-bookstore lives, and some reached out when they heard a bookstore was opening in Ames. We've been fortunate to find them all.
In the Venn diagram of reading tastes, Ellyn's and my reading tastes nearly completely overlap. It's a concentric circle. We knew it would be important that any hires we made had to expand the expertise that we would be able to offer our community. Amy reads twisted thrillers. Chad reads philosophy. Nayeli and Katie both read romance. Jess can be counted on to read historical fiction and anything cozy. Tomby reads middle grade. Bailey reads horror.
Mariah exclusively loves a book called The Ministry of Time. Rachel loves mythological retellings. Megan likes witchy stuff. Haley and Eloise read young adult. Roxy will read anything and can craft the coolest literary swag. And altogether, our varied tastes allow us to speak to the merits of almost any book in the store.
Of course, we hired these people for practical reasons. We hired them because they're hardworking. We hired them because they have superb people skills. We hired them to help manage the day-to-day logistics that keep our store running smoothly. What we didn't expect is that they would become incredibly important people in our lives.
And we believe it's books that make this uniquely possible. No lie, most mornings, the conversations that happen before the doors open center on what we've been reading. Are you reading anything good? You would love this book I just started. Did you hear so-and-so is coming out with a new book? I mean, we geek out together.
Perhaps the most rewarding connections that we've been a part of have been the ones that have occurred between booksellers and customers. It has always been our desire to cultivate a space that makes all people feel comfortable and welcomed, and our staff has taken that to heart in the way they interact with people who walk through our door.
Each of our booksellers have specific customers who have come to rely on them for book recommendations that suit their reading palates, but those relationships often extend beyond books. One customer has a regular seat at our front tables, always orders a scotcheroo, and knows us each by the sound of our voices. Another always bops in during a circuit of Main Street to show us new pictures of his granddaughter. Denise even wrote us a poem.
One customer brings us homemade goodies after her shifts at the bakery and texts us about whatever she's currently reading. And yet another likes to sit at the front tables, enjoy a beer, and is always willing to try one of our staff favorites. This one, Deanne, bought so many romance books from us in our first year, she was eventually appointed the romance book club reader, right there.
One kind of connection we're privileged to witness are those that happen between individuals who meet or gather at our store. Through participation in our increasing number of book clubs and other events, new friendships have blossomed that extend beyond the bookstore. Our Writers Lab participants regularly get brunch together after meeting.
It's not uncommon for book club participants to hit up London Underground after a book club meeting. We've had proposals and even a wedding at Dog-Eared. Last week at Main Street's Witches Walk, a group of friends who met at one of the Dog-Eared book clubs, we're up to 12, were enjoying downtown together.
Because that's the beautiful thing about books, that such an inherently solitary endeavor can connect people on a soul level. Because when you talk to each other about books, you're talking about what moves you to cry or laugh or think differently. You're talking about the most meaningful aspects of human life. We're grateful to have created a space where those conversations can happen. Thank you.